and Red One happened to fall in that category. Just a quick note. If you love coffee, be sure to check out Blackout Coffee Company and Coffee Brand Coffee. Links in the description. Happy Fri-Yay. That's right. The work week is over, or at least very closely to being over, and the weekend's about to begin. And we're looking to finalize this week with a fun movie, something entertaining that we can talk about to just round out this really positive week of good entertainment. And I stumbled upon it accidentally, a movie that is a new movie, and that doesn't usually happen. New movies are there's just not many really good new movies. Now, I'd heard mixed reviews about this movie, but it is a Christmas movie, and since it just was released to streaming on Prime, I thought, why not give it a look-see? Let's take a look, shall we? That's right, Red One, 2024, PG-13, 2 hours and 3 whole minutes. After Santa Claus is kidnapped, the North Pole's head of security must team up with a notorious hacker in a globe-trotting, action-packed mission to save Christmas. Yep. Directed by Jake Kasdan, written by Chris Morgan and Hiram Garcia, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Chris Evans, Lucy Liu, and the great J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons should have had top billing. He plays Santa Claus, for goodness sake. Oh, let's talk about it. All right. Now, I did not go to the theater to see this because I'm a little more careful about what I go to the theater to see because it's expensive to go to the theater to watch a movie. As much as I love watching movies in the theater, it needs to be an event. It needs to be something that's going to look great on the big screen and fantastical. It's got to be a banger to go to the theater these days. Otherwise, you just spend $40 and then you feel cheated at the end. To be honest, to be fair. And with most new releases these days, you're not going to be entertained. And no, I don't care about the wicked simps or this, that, and the other. I'm talking about solid one-off. A movie that you get the start, the middle, the end, and it's done. All right? I'm not talking about a part one or a 3-hour part one. Whatever. Anyway, so I did not go to the theater to see this. But I was interested because even though I'd heard mixed reviews and some people said it was good, some people said they didn't like it, the one constant that I heard was it was not full of woke crap. So the messaging is not in this movie. So I watched it. That's right. I watched it yesterday. And there's one big con for this movie and a lot of pros. To be fair, this is a great story. The idea, the world they built, the box they put it in, it's fantastic. It's a great story. It has everything you need for a hero's journey or just a journey in general where you get from point A to point B and someone becomes better because of it. You with me? The acting was fine. The Rock plays The Rock as usual, and Chris Evans plays Chris Evans per usual. Lucy Liu's character was kind of like the straggler. She seemed to be there for a paycheck, but I'm not blaming. J.K. Simmons, however, of course, pulls off a fantastic version of Santa Claus because he's an actor, and he's a really good one at that. So that was fantastic. a healthy Santa Claus. That whole idea of the security team around Santa Claus and stuff, it just really was interesting. And right from the beginning, you are explaining these characters without exposition. Just you see the opening scene when Santa is at a mall talking to kids, and you see the way his security guy, The Rock, stops people, etc. Like, it just showed you everything you need, all the information pertinent to who these people are. The head of security, the big man, etc. You with me? As the story progresses, Santa gets kidnapped. Then you were introduced to all these characters that make sense. The idea of a mythical a mythical historical organization that, I mean, just real pieces of brilliance in this story. Chris Evans and The Rock, they played off of each other really well. I will say it had a small amount of language in it, and they weren't playing. Like, it's got the F bomb several times, and for a Christmas movie should, in theory, be something that the whole family can sit down and enjoy and watch, and that's going to turn some people off. It's not necessary. It doesn't bother me. It will bother some people when they sit down and try to watch it. Like, you could have worked around that. The story, the way it ends, it ties it all up in a nice, neat bow. The special effects are fantastic. Um, there's some really funny bits, like physical comedy bits. Plays great. It just works. Now, I've said all these positive things. Would you like to hear the con? This movie overall is so dark. Now, to be fair, I did not watch this in physical media. I watched this on streaming, and streaming through Prime, when it's 4K, it's notorious for being crap. But I struggled to see so much of this movie. It really took it from a 4.5 star to a 3 star for me. There's no excuse not to light the scenes where you can see them. I don't care if you say it needs to be on filmmaker mode or cinema mode or whatever. I don't care. Light the scene properly so even in the dark you can see what you're supposed to see so you understand what's going on. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because this is a great movie. And when by great, I don't mean it's Ben-Hur or the Ten Commandments or something. No, this is not Lawrence of Arabia. This is a fun, entertaining romp that I had a lot of fun watching. And I would have had an extremely great time if I could have seen half of it. Because half this movie is at nighttime. So good luck. And as I said, to be fair, anybody that has this on physical media, you tell me, is it worth buying, or is it as dark on physical media as it was on crappy streaming? Because I wouldn't mind owning this movie. I really did enjoy it. I wish I'd seen it in the theaters. That is what it is. I enjoy watching movies at home sometimes more, but this would have been fun at the theater. I just wish it wasn't so dark. That's the review, y'all. I, re- I think you should watch this. If you've not seen this, you should watch it. It's a fun time. As long as you don't mind the language. There's a bit of grown up humor in it, and the language is part of that. But for the most part, it has a good moral tale in it. The hero's journey, if you will, is about a person who's bad becoming a better person. And it also is a story about a father and son relationship that starts bad and it resolves in the end and it's better, which we don't see enough. So there you go. All right, I got to go. Start my weekend right now. We will be back on Monday. Who knows what we're going to talk about, but it's going to be entertaining. For Michael, the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this big fat nerd, we will see you then.